Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith in the Black Quantity GTF here, T3 Live with this week's market wrap-up. And on a Friday when you got quad witching and you got NCAA and a conflicted SPY, you get nothing, right? So here's the greater SPY 60 triangle that we've been talking about. So we came out Monday, we took it out up into here, right? We took these highs out, and then ever since then, it's just drifting death. And the reason we can expect stuff like that is here, for one. Most people never look at monthly charts, and so they don't know, but you do now. So if you look at this, right? So even though we completed that triangle, we couldn't take out the highs of the inside month, right? We stayed within that range, and that needed to get taken out if we're going to do anything. Otherwise, anytime we change continuity, which means like on the weekly, once this went red, we're green on the month, and we're inside, and we're going right back into this thing. So if you look at the daily, here's that broadening formation, which we can expect during an inside month. And if it's not going to be an inside month, it's going to come out of here, and it's going to take this out and keep going, which did not happen. So on the Monday, we went up, but closed lower than we opened. Tuesday, we did the outside day like this. And since then, we've been drifting lower. So the question is, are we going to start falling back into all this stuff, or just stay inside month? So if we can look across the board and see that QQQ was strong enough, and yet does the outside day and has now just been drifting like that. Q's took out the month's highs. That triangle was strong enough. Here, 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 and boom, takes it out. And so is SMH, right, and all that kind of good stuff. But then if you look at the diamonds, here's one of the issues here. Diamonds are stuck in the middle of this stuff. So look at this Dow Jones. Dow Jones is doji on the month, nowhere near taking out anything. And so that really could help tell a few tales on which way this Dow goes, inside day. So do we take this out or do we take that out first and then try and shoot for that or that? So the Dow has really been dogging it, so we'll see that going forward. We've got a couple of weeks left to stay inside month, but we'll see how this stuff continues to play out. And you can see this once again, that outside day, boom, puke, right, down to the lows. And so there's been a lot of what this means is there's a lot of stock-specific stuff during the week, like the Rakta, and you get your Rakta doing that thing, and that's fun. And then yesterday, Alexion was nice off the gap list, and you get this for the 60 gap and reverse for $6 or $7 here, and that was nice. All right, you can see that. You can even time it with a 30 off the gap list that I tweet out at Robin the Black. Here you go. Boom, it's gone. And Overstock today. On the drifter, you got a couple inside 60s to bring it back, gap down, inside 60 up, and so you get a couple bucks or three out of that stuff. But it's been very stock specific, and so one of the things that I do is on our Facebook, the T3 Live Facebook, is I put a video blog out there every once in a while, and this week we talked about Boeing. And the reason we talked about Boeing is there was a whole lot of good entries in Boeing for this week. So it starts off the week by gapping up very slightly. And so what that means is when the gap's a few cents, the high last week was 355.21. Just by 2 cents was outside of that. So once it comes back in here, it's potential to go bearish engulf and take it all the way out, scenario 3. Right? So we know that. So when you come in on Monday morning and you see that, here it is by a few cents, boom. That's an outside bar. That's a scenario 3. Remember, there's only 3 things that can possibly happen. So whenever he tells you they have some secret formula, they have no idea what they're talking about. There's only 3 things that can possibly happen. A bar goes outside. That's a 3. It takes out one side of the previous range. That's a 2. It stays inside the previous range, and that's scenario 1. Right? And that's all that can possibly happen. So if anybody tells you they've got their secret setup that nobody's ever seen, that's not true. All right, so we come in the Monday morning, and one of the things we look for is why a 3 is important. They're willing to pay above the previous range and sell below. Now, if they continue to do that, that's when you get your extension of the range, continued extension of the range, the 3-2 setup. Outside, one side, 3-2. Boom, you hit it right there. 349.56, closes out at 343. So like $6 in an hour on that. But the good thing about it is once you start on a smaller term time frame, if that continues to happen, you get a series of entries. So if we go back to the 5-minute, okay, I'm not going to get the 5-minute. We'll go to the 15 though. The 15, here's the 15 to start the week. This is what I'm talking about, the series. All right, a little bit further. To start the week, it goes outside, right here. 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and that was that second 60. If you go to the 30, which what this means is not only can you sell it as soon as it comes back into the range on the potential 3, but every time it does it, it's going to also make it outside of another term time frame, right? So if we go back here, it was 15, then it's 30, then it's 60. Boom, 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 hit it the whole way down, right? And so if we go back to that 60, every time it does that, here, then it sets up and does it again here, right here. 3, 2, bam, right? Now, this is a 1, but it's still a 2 up here, but when it gets down to here, that goes 3. So you can hit it here on the potential going 3, here as this goes 3, and then once again, 3, 2 down in here. And if we go back to the 5-minute, what you're going to see is yesterday morning, we got it again. One more. We got it right on the opening again yesterday. 3-2 on the 5-minute. Boom. The low is this. As you hit it right below that, 329. The low of 324. So you got $5 in 5 minutes out of Boeing. So just knowing how to look for that type of setup is really important, and especially when these broader averages are stuck again and trying to get outside these inside months. So probably going to stay stock Pacific for a while, but we'll see. We're going to cook these inside months. Certainly see the way if the diamonds start to help everything go towards the highs or start to pull things down. All right, that's going to do it for this week. I'm Rob Smith, the Black Quantity VTF here at T3 Live with this week's market wrap-up.